Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome. Today I'm looking at the St. Vincent, a ship I've just ground today and I can't wait to play. But before we do that, I'm going to give her a quick review of the build and my initial thoughts. She's on the UK British battle cruiser line, a line that's been around for a while now and starts with ships like the Tiger, Renown, Brook, Ork, Duncan, and of course then the St. Vincent. Armour layout is an interesting one. She's got this 25mm armour on the bow and the stern. If we take the nose off to have a look, we can see a turtle back. Interesting. And the citadel sits just underneath that and goes quite deep into the water. And it's on the waterline, so it's just beneath the water and on the waterline. That's pretty good. If we take off the sides, we can see the turtle back doesn't extend that much, so plunging shellfire could get lucky and hit the citadel underneath. So that's something to bear in mind. If you're showing too much broadside, you will be punished. Interesting thing going on here with the armor. The armor in front of these funnels is 356mm. The armor behind the third turret and underneath the funnels is 330mm. The upper belt is 32mm all along, so a bit of an inconsistency there that could be taken advantage of if you're a canny player and know how to place your shots. Let's have a look at the back. Okay, looking at the back, you can see angling away, your citadel is fairly well protected as long as you stay angled. This is the superstructure. As you can see, people trying to farm you will be wanting to farm the back of your ship from the funnels back because there's not a lot of superstructure at the front. And that's all 19mm. Interesting. Okay. Right, let's put that back on. And let's have a look at the survivability. She's got 79,400 hit points and a torpedo protection value of 23%. Her artillery, she's got 3 main battery turrets, each with 3 barrels in, so a total of 9 guns. And we've got 457mm guns with HE that does 7,100 with a 63% fire chance. Yes, you read that right, 63%. And an armor penetration capacity of 76mm. That's pretty phenomenal. So her HE is strong. The maximum range on those HE shells is 20.5 kilometers, same as the AP. And the max dispersion of the shells is 205mm. The turret turn time is 34.5 seconds and the reload time is 26.4 seconds. Shell switching time 15.8. The AP does a phenomenal 14,900. Bear in mind though, the shell velocities are quite slow. She's no Begon. She's no Mecklenburg. We're looking at initial velocities of 757 meters a second for the HE and 762 for the AP. So lead your targets appropriately. You may have to give them a little bit more lead than you're used to if you own the 2 ships I just mentioned. Yeah, the shell velocity is quite slow. Okay, she has torpedoes, which are great for brawling and have a range of 10 kilometers. They also do just under 30,000 damage each. Yes, you heard that right. 29,367 to be precise, and a speed of 69 knots, so they're not very easy to avoid. She only gets 1 each side, so let's not get too carried away, but it's good damage, and you definitely should use them if you're brawling. The detectability range on those is 1.7 kilometers, and the reload time is an incredible 45 seconds. So very competitive, very competitive. I like that. I like that. Airstrike-wise, the Anti-Submarine Warfare Suite, or ASW, she's got 2 attack flight planes with a range of 11 kilometers, and each attack flight drops 2 depth charge bombs, doing a maximum damage of 4,900. Very, very decent ASW suite. Her AA is strong, 85 value, that's pretty damn strong, and she gets AA defense fire, so Okay, you can shoot planes down in this ship. It will happen. Maneuverability-wise, 34 knots with the speed flag, 34.1 to be precise, and a turning radius of 970 meters. But bear in mind, she is a battle cruiser with similar sort of length as the Dyson. She's very long indeed. I can't stress that enough, and has a rudder shift of 17 seconds, so she's a bit slow on the turn, which is to be expected considering she is actually a battleship. Her concealment is very reasonable. With the concealment mod and concealment pick of the captain's skills, you can get it down to a very competitive 13.1 kilometers. Her detectability range by air, therefore, is only 9.2, which, again, pretty competitive for her class. Now, if we take a look at the equipment, in slot 1 I've gone with main armaments modification 1 to look after the guns and the torpedo tubes. In slot 2, for now, I've gone with damage control system modification 1. I'm just waiting for my coal coupon to come off cooldown, and I will be buying engine boost modification 1, which is typically what you usually put in slot 2 for this ship. Reason being that with the engine boost on, you get 2 minutes of going at almost 40 knots in a battleship, which is pretty impressive. With the engine boost modification 1 and the extra 30% added on top, almost 3 minutes of bombing around the battlefield at 40 knots. Yes, almost 40 knots. There's the defensive AA fire I mentioned. Very reasonable. Fluffs up the AA considerably. And of course she's got the specialized repair team, super damage repair party. This I cannot stress enough. This is your super heal. You get over 30,000 health back using one of these bad boys. I suppose if you were to run with India Delta, it would be 36,000. I typically have been advised not to. I've been told that you take quite a lot of attrition damage from the floodings and the fires and the AP in general, and so you rarely have 36,000 health to heal. It usually is in the order of between 20 and 30,000, so it's a very good heal indeed, and makes her very strong. It also allows you to come up with a very unusual build, and I'll be looking at that in a second. Going over to Burt Dunkirk, not who I'd recommend for this ship if I'm honest. He just was lying around gathering dust, and he had 10 points on him. I don't have very many of these, and I don't have very many commanders at the moment, so they're all in other ships. So Burt Dunkirk is all I had. And so I would normally put this guy in a cruiser for those 2 reasons right there. Or maybe in a more traditional build battleship. But he's more of a cruiser man, if you ask me. Maybe even a destroyer. Put him in the Daring or something like that, I'd imagine. But anyway, this is the hand I've been dealt, so I'm using him today in the St. Vincent. Line 1, I'd go with Gunfeeder, so that we can switch from that very powerful HE to the AP if we need to. Something shows a bit of broadside, we want to AP it. So Gunfeeder on the first line. On the second line, Brisk, so that when we're not detected, we get an extra 10% speed boost. On top of all the extra other speed enhancements of this ship, it makes us quite quick and easy to remaneuver. We can swap flanks. Yes, a battleship that can switch flanks. How unusual. Okay, in line 3, Adrenaline Rush would be your first pick there, for the usual reasons. And then in line 4, Concealment Expert. Now, for my 5th pick, I'll be going with Emergency Repair Expert. 6th pick, I'm going to be going with Furious. And for my last pick, I'm going to be going with Super Heavy AP Shells. Now, the thinking behind this is that when you're on fire, the guns reload faster, minus 10%, plus a further minus 5% for each fire or flood you've got on you on top of the existing one. So you can get your guns to fire a lot faster, and they are 457 millimeters, and they do a lot of damage, and they do have 63% HE fire chance on the HE shells. So it's rather a good idea. And then with my last 3 points, I go with super heavy AP shells, just to give those AP shells a little bit more kick. And it also means the fires burn for longer, allowing you to reload for longer at a faster rate using Furious. Now, That may seem a little bold and a little brash, and you might not be a fan of Furious. If you're not a fan of Furious, I get it, okay? I totally get it. So, in other words, take Emergency Repair Expert instead of Furious, take Fire Prevention Expert, and to bring your fires down, okay? And then after that, if you want to live dangerously, take the Super Heavy AP shells, or if you're looking for a safe, tanky build, go with Basics of Survivability. But I'll be building Bert for the Furious skill. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to be using Bert in the long run. I think I'll probably transfer him to another ship at some stage or the other, because his skills really are not a match for the St. Vincent. If you have any commanders you'd recommend for this particular ship, please do add them to the comments. And with that said, let's take her for a spin. Okay, let's see what we've got. Oh, it's a carrier sub-game. Yay! With 5 battleships aside. Oh, 3 cruisers aside. No, make that 4 cruisers aside. 5 cruisers? No, 4 cruisers aside. 2 destroyers. One destroyer aside and a sub aside. I'm definitely going to have to get to Specsavers and have my glasses checked, I think. Definitely losing the plot. And we haven't even started playing yet. Okay, so not the best starting position for mountain range domination, but I'm in a fast battleship, so I'm going to go where I'd like to be, and that's contesting sea and on the flank. Because she's a fast battleship, and because that's very open water and they've got 2 Yamatos, I don't really fancy getting focused or crossfired. And crossfire is what sinks most of us in this game. So I'm going to head over to sea. The rudder shift there. I'm not used to this ship yet. I should have trimmed the rudder a bit better than that. I seem to be heading towards a Malta. I'm just going to straighten her up a bit. Still, we're already doing 35 knots. So there's that. And we've been spotted by planes. So I'm going to just change course. If you get lit right at the beginning of a match and you don't want to be one of those poor souls who ends up getting dev-struck and sent home, when you get lit, change course and heading. Because it's just possible someone may have launched a devastating salvo at you. Like the 2 Yamatos I'm thinking about right now. They might have spotted me there and thought, yeah, okay, let's have a crack at his broadside. What's the worst that can happen? Anyway, I digress. Let's head into. Well, I'm not going into sea, but I'm gonna lurk. I'm gonna lurk as a threat, a real danger around sea with the Montana. I'm gonna go join the Montana. He's heading over to the right, and I'm gonna join him. Okay, there's a Moskva over there who's doing the old bows on into the island trick, which makes him a tricky target. We'll try the high explosive. And 3 shatters, no fires. Okay. Little disappointed with that. I mean, 63% fire chance, right? I would have liked to have thought one of those created a fire, but okay, alright. Off to a bit of a rough start. Petropavlovsky. I'm switching to AP because he's showing broadside. And he slowed down and turned out. Okay. All my shells missed. Great. Okay, Colombo. Going broadside. Did I give him enough lead? He's now turning out. Those shells took a long time. No, I don't think I gave him enough lead. Anyway, I got 1 pen. 2,459 damage. That's a little disappointing. Alright, I'm going to try not to hit my friend here in the Stalingrad. And I'm lit by planes again. Something has smoked up on Cap. That must have been a Shimakaze. When he went into Cap, he must have left his smoke behind, which is great. I can use this. Shells look good on the Moskva. Guess the dispersion let me down there. They were quite... there was quite a lot of gap between those shells. Oh well. Might be able to take another shot at the Petro. And of course he's vanished. Frustrating. Just going to turn the engine boost on. Something's just capped C, one of their destroyers. I know you've only got one destroyer in the game, so that would have been the Yu Yang. Or maybe their submarine. Maybe their submarine. No one seems to have spotted their submarine yet, so that's a possibility too. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm going to go behind this island with the Montana and see if I can get some fires down on the Colombo and the Kremlin behind him. I'm not going to do it with AP rounds, am I? So, switch ammo type. Alright. And I'm lit. That must be the Yu Yang. The submarine. Either way, I'm expecting torpedoes, so I'm just going to throw her in reverse and see if I can get some fires on the Moskva. Okay, just took some fire there from some random. 5 pens, no fires. It's going to be one of those matches, isn't it? I'm trying to showcase this ship. 60-odd%, 63% fire chance, and 5 hits, 5 pens. 9,488 damage so far, and no fires. Not a fire in sight, and we're already 7 minutes into the match. Okay, on the Kremlin now. 5 hits, 2 fires. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I paid the credits for this ship. Right there. Okay. He immediately put those out, which is great for me, because it means the next fires will be perm. And I've got his full undivided attention. Did you see that? His guns are pointed straight at me. And another fire that's a perma-fire on the Kremlin. There's those torps I was worried about. Deep water torps do big damage, so glad we avoided those. Okay, Colombo. Two hits, 4k damage. Kremlin's still burning nicely. The reason I can't hit the Kremlin right now is because he's gone behind an island. I would have loved to have put another fire on him, but he's cowering behind that island, which is a very sensible play from him, actually, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm going to switch back to the AP because I'm hoping the Colombo's about to show us some broadside. Still no fires. Only hit with 2 shells anyway. One of those was a busted shell, a non-pen. So. Okay. So we've got a Napoli and a Yamato closing in the middle. Moscow behind the island. Kremlin and Colombo in front of me. And a Yodo hiding behind an island at the back. Colombo's smoking. Not going to get anywhere with the AP, am I? I'll fire one more set of shots. Yeah, 1 pen. Okay. Kremlin's bows on in classic Russian tanky position. Both of these battleship players seem to know what they're doing. Yu Yang's hoved into view. I'll fire some HE at him. Okay. 2,343 damage. I'm burning. Ow. That was painful. And I just shot an island. I think the Yu Yangs, yeah, the Yu Yangs go on the Colbert, got him. Got a fire on the Colombo.
Problem solved, sir. Victory is in sight.
It's burning nicely. Can I squeeze these shots? Can I get another cheeky shot on the Colombo? I do believe I can. Try that. Yep. Okay. More torps. Another fire. That's more like it. He's put the fires out. Okay. Stay on the Colombo. He's the lowest, and he's put the fires out, so the next fire should be a perm. Haha! Perm fire on the Colombo. Now, this is what I'm talking about. I do like this ship. I mean, I did take a massive hit, but as you can see, one super heal later, and I'm back in the game. I'm back in the match. Yep. Fire got him. Good. Okay, Island took most of my shells there. Kremlin's looking low. Send some more shells his way, see if we can get another fire. Nope. And he's down. Okay, Shimakaze got him. Good, 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 good. Right, I'm just going to back her up a little bit, and then I'm going to push down the flank, hopefully with the Montana behind.
Victory is in sight.
I wonder if the Colbert is aware that there are two Yamatos in front of him. And what is the Moskva, of course, yes, the lovely Moskva. Okay. Their Petro just took out our Yamato. But we've got a 2-cap advantage and we're ahead on points. Okay. Still quite close though. Yamato moving away. Slowly. Send some shells his way. And I'm going to push up into sea. There goes our Colbert. Yeah, Yamato got him. And that's what happens when you push into a crossfire trap, you know? Unfortunate. I think he had a good game. I think he was playing well. It's just unfortunate that he got lit and the Yamato got him. I suspect it would have been the Yamato that's at C5, D5. And I'm heading into a very similar situation, so I need to be careful. I'm going to try and use the islands to my advantage, though, to block line of sights and shells, so that I can only be focused by one at a time. 4 pens and a fire on the Yamato. Good. Good, good, good. Still got 2 super heals. There's what I was worried about right there, the Yamato. I got lucky there, didn't I? Okay. I suspect that's the guy that got the Colbert. Okay, so Moskva's coming out to play. I was hoping for broadside, sir. Instead you're turning away. Still, 11k with the AP. You saw it there. That's nice. So the AP is quite strong. Just took his gun. One of his front guns, another 3k damage. Hit him on fire with the secondaries. 7 secondary hits. Okay. You can definitely brawl with this ship. Don't be afraid to brawl. She's got the potential for it. So now the island on my left is blocking line of sight to the Yamato at E6. So I can now focus my efforts on the Moskva and the Yamato in front of me, without worrying too much about getting citadeled. Shimakaze takes the Moskva, and it's game over. Damn. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. She's a lovely ship. She's very easy to use, as you can probably tell. Her HE is an absolute pleasure to play with. Look at that. 2k on my first go, XP, and I've got, what, a 10-point captain, and I don't really know what I'm doing. So, yeah, kudos to the St. Vincent. She's a fine ship, and I thoroughly recommend getting her on your added to your collection now. Do it. Just do it. My name's Lone Gun, and this has been the St. Vincent First Go. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.